day everyone, I'm Lucky Alumno and I'll be talking about the ASEAN Declaration on Transnational Crime. ASEAN Declaration on Transnational Crime. The overall focus of ASEAN collaboration is to strengthen the commitment and capacity to combat transnational crimes. On December 18 to 20, 1997, the ASEAN Ministers of Interior, Home Affairs and representatives of ASEAN member countries participated in the first ASEAN Conference on Transnational Crime. Their concern is about the pernicious or dangerous effects of transnational crime, such as terrorism, illicit drug trafficking, arms smuggling, money laundering, and other different kinds of transnational crime. Recognizing the need for clear and effective regional modalities to combat these forms of crimes, especially in the aspect of information exchange and policy coordination. Calling the NATO's Political Declaration and Global Plan of Action of 2002, November 23, 1994. NATO's Declaration and Global Plan of Action of November 23, 1994. It is the global action plan against organized transnational crime. It urges different states to implement as matter of all urgency, asking the different entities for their full support. To prolong further, the Baguio Communique adopted during the first International Conference on Terrorism held in Baguio City, Philippines, on February 18 to 21, 1996, which endeavored the enhanced international cooperation against all forms of terrorism through such modalities as intelligence sharing, coordinated policies, and law enforcement. Noting the decision of the 29th ASEAN Ministerial Meeting for AMMN in Jakarta, July 1996, and the need to focus attention on such issues as narcotics, economic crimes, money laundering, environment, and illegal migration, which transcend borders and affect the lives of many people in the region, and the urgent need to manage such transnational issues so that they would not affect the long-term viability of ASEAN and its individual member nations. Endeavoring further the decision of the first informal ASEAN Summit in November 1996 in Jakarta to request the relevant ASEAN bodies to study the possibility of regional cooperation on criminal matters, including extradition. Pursuant to the decision of the 30th AMM in Kuala Lumpur in July 1997, which stressed the need for sustained cooperation in addressing transnational concerns, including the fight against terrorism, trafficking in people, illicit drugs, and arms and piracy, and different kinds of smuggling. Affirming the agreement among heads of government during the second informal summit in December 1997 in Kuala Lumpur, take firm and stern measures to combat transnational crime such as drug trafficking and trafficking of women and children, as well as other transnational crime, including smuggling. I am convinced that the continuity of existing global framework against transnational crime rests on consolidated regional action in the institutional and operational spheres. I am resolved to confront the problem of transnational crime through the strengthening the commitment of member countries to cooperate at the regional level in combating the transnational crime. Convene a at least once every 2 years, ASEAN Ministries meeting on transnational crime in order to coordinate activities of relevant ASEAN bodies, such as the ASEAN Senior Official on Drug Matters, or ASOD, and the ASEAN Chief of National Police, ASEAN NAPOL. Third, all discussions with a view to signing mutual legal assistance agreements, bilateral treaties, memorandum of understanding, or other arrangement among member countries. Fourth, to consider the establishment of the ASEAN Center on Transnational Crime, or ACOT, which will coordinate regional efforts against transnational crime through intelligence sharing, harmonization of policies, and coordination of operations. 5. A high-level ad hoc expert group with 1 year to accomplish the following with assistance of the ASEAN Secretariat. ASEAN Plan of Action on Transnational Crime, Institutional Framework for ASEAN Cooperation on Transnational Crime, and Feasibility Study on the Establishment of COT. 6. Encourage member countries to consider assigning police attaches and/or police liaison officers in each other's capital in order to facilitate cooperation for tackling transnational crime. Encourage networking of the relevant national agencies or organizations in member countries dealing with transnational crime to further enhance information exchange and dissemination. Expand the scope of member countries' effort against transnational crime, such as terrorism, illicit drug trafficking, arms smuggling, money laundering, traffic in persons, and piracy, to request the ASEAN Secretary General to include this area in the work program of the ASEAN. Explore ways by which the member countries can work closer with relevant agencies and organizations in dialogue, partner countries and other countries, and international organizations including the United Nations and its specialized agencies, Colombo Plan Bureau, Interpol, and such other agencies to combat, cooperate and coordinate more closely with other ASEAN bodies such as the ASEAN Law Ministries and Attorney Generals, the ASEAN Chief of National Police, the ASEAN Finance Minister, the Director General of Immigration, and the Director General of Customs, in the investigations, prosecution, and rehabilitations of perpetrators. Strengthen the ASEAN Secretariat's capacity to assist the member countries in initiating, plotting, and coordinating activities, strategies, programs, and projects to combat transnational crime. That's all. Thank you.